From a rock slide in China that nearly crushed this father's car, and a store owner in India who watched a landslide destroy his shop, to a massive rock fall in Yemen that threatened an entire village, and a greedy Turkish man who refused to close his condemned marble mine. Here are 10 terrifying landslides caught on camera. Danba County is a small community in the Ganzi prefecture in central China. It's home to about 50,000 people, many of whom live along the banks of the Dadu River. In early July of 2025, several days of relentless rainfall caused the Dadu to swell. It finally overflowed on the 4th, leading to flash floods and a catastrophic mudslide caught on camera. According to reports, early warning signs allowed local authorities to evacuate 133 people before the mudslide struck. Some reports claim 4 people were missing once everything was over. Others say that everybody made it out and there were no injuries. This next woman is lucky to be alive. Martha, a 60-year-old retiree from Manado City, Indonesia, was sweeping her garage on March 21st of 2025 when Mother Nature tried to take her out. The freak landslide buried her garage and damaged the front of her home. Martha went inside because her infant grandson was crying and waking up from a nap. He won't understand until he's older, but he likely saved his grandmother's life that day. Before this landslide, Manado had experienced several days of intense wind and rain. Flash floods and other landslides likely loosened the soil behind Martha's home. All it took was a tiny slip of the earth to send a cascade of dirt and debris barreling toward her garage. While happy to be alive, she wasn't looking forward to sweeping up this mess. Piz Cengalo is an 11,000-foot mountain on the border of Switzerland and Italy. It's part of the Alps and looms over the tiny Swiss village of Bondo. On August 23rd of 2017, a massive landslide on Piz Cengalo sent a muddy deluge screaming down the mountain. This is what it looks like when 3.6 million cubic meters of debris move into your small mountain town.
Para stalla per non c'è l'aula.
Per fortuna. Vanno già l'oltre stalla. Forse in mano. E pensa 5 minuti fa si arriva. Sì? Già. Le mie passate tanti minuti. Le mie passate tanti minuti. La piani. E però è una roba incredibile. E più c'è la scialata.
Despite starting as a rocky avalanche, the end result was a mud-filled debris flow. This occurred when the initial rock slide impacted a glacier, thus mixing with 600,000 cubic meters of ice. The ice melted and combined with the falling rocks, creating the debris flow in this clip. The mud only took a few minutes to travel roughly 4 miles to the village of Bondo. Sadly, it claimed 8 lives along the way and caused extensive damage to buildings and critical infrastructure. Those who went missing were tourists from Germany, Austria, and Switzerland who were hiking in the Bregaglia Valley region when the landslide struck. China is no stranger to catastrophic landslides and rockfalls. On August 13th of 2025, drivers along a winding mountain road in Yunlong County got stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic as a minor rock slide occurred ahead. That's when more rocks began tumbling, forcing this father-son duo to run for their lives. Imagine how much damage that massive rock could have done if it had landed on somebody's car. Thankfully, nobody was hurt during the landslide, and it doesn't look like any vehicles suffered any damage. That's likely because somebody spotted the signs and reported the imminent rock slide in time for authorities to close the road. According to witnesses, the largest boulder was nearly 16 feet tall, or about the length of the average passenger car. Not long after, emergency crews arrived and blasted the boulders apart. The road reopened, and our father-son duo left safely with a wild story to tell over dinner that night. Mandi, India is a small city on the Beas River in Himachal Pradesh. Its 26,000-person population is well aware that their mountainous city is susceptible to devastating landslides and flash floods. On July 9th of 2023, one of those landslides roared through the city after many days of heavy rain.
Oh yeah.
All that rain formed a small lake on a hill overlooking the city. Thankfully, local authorities had enough time to warn everybody of the imminent landslide. They retreated to their roofs and waited as small-scale floods came through, depositing dead trees and debris in the road. Then, the big one hit, wiping out anything at street level. Unfortunately, our cameraman owned a small shop on the first floor of his building. He said his stock was gone and his store was filled with mud. Over 24 hours in Jong, Cameroon, 2 devastating landslides struck the same stretch of mountainous roads. The first occurred on November 5th of 2024 as a crowd of eager spectators gathered to cheer on the disaster.
Ma machine, elles sont où? Ah bon?
Je suis, ils sont là-bas, ils sont là-bas dedans. Et en plus de ça, ça a pris les gens, il y avait les gens là-bas. Ça a pris les gens, il y avait les gens là-bas.
Merde alors.
Ça a pris les gens, il y avait les gens.
Unfortunately, these people had no idea that the landslide had allegedly struck 3 coach buses, 5 vehicles, and several motorcycles. Several bodies were later recovered from the scene, with more feared to be buried under the rubble. While crews worked to clear the debris the following day, another landslide struck out of nowhere. Watch how close these locals came to being buried under its crushing weight.
Jesus Christ. Go behind. Jesus. Hey, Jesus Christ. Jesus. Go behind. Jesus. People, God.
Data shows that the landslides were caused by heavy rainfall in western Cameroon. The rain also led to extensive flooding in the region, destroying over 50,000 homes and impacting nearly 500,000 people. Unfortunately, Cameroon's roads are historically dangerous. According to the World Health Organization, nearly 3,000 casualties occur each year due to accidents and natural disasters. October 6th of 2018 began as another day on the job for these Indian power workers in Himachal Pradesh. One of them noticed some rocks tumbling off the mountain outside their building and ran to grab his co-workers. They all knew a rock slide was about to happen. They just didn't think it would come right toward them.
घबराओ मत धान टूट के पास
डांग आया सिर्फ डांग ऊपर से डांग टूट गया बहुत कुछ गया सारे अरे
घबराओ मत आगे
डांग ही टूटा से
Thankfully, everyone made it inside before the debris cloud came through. Nobody was hurt, and the building itself only sustained minor damage. Events like these are common in India, especially in the steep regions of Himachal Pradesh. While these power workers could recognize the signs, they probably should have run inside instead of risking their lives for viral footage. November 24th of 2024 was a grim day in northern Turkey. A marble quarry in Balıkesir had been ordered to cease operations due to safety concerns. However, the owners ignored the warnings and forced their workers to climb into the mining pit. Then, just as the day was ending and most of the men had cleared out, tragedy struck. Keep your eye on the rear wall. It bends forward, and soon one side begins to give out. This triggers a massive landslide of marble blocks and debris. The debris wall crashes like an ocean wave, sending a large dust cloud floating toward the camera. Sadly, the 2 workers inside the pit never stood a chance. By the time rescue crews arrived, it was too late.
Ambulans nerede?
What you see here is the giant scar left behind from the collapsed wall. According to the owners, the landslide was caused by soil erosion after a German company dumped a bunch of leftover debris nearby. Had it happened 2 hours earlier, there would have been dozens, if not hundreds, of workers in the pit. In December, a Turkish court released the quarry officials with judicial control measures. In other words, they're out on bond and currently awaiting a possible trial. Hadramaut Governorate is the largest of Yemen's 21 states. It's home to roughly 2.2 million people, many of whom live in mud brick villages built in the shadows of mountains. On July 17th of 2024, an insane rock slide on one of those mountains nearly leveled the town below.
يا لطيف الطبنا في ما نزل الحمد لله دار مزعاقي ما شقدها اوه يا لطيف يا الله خلاص هذا اللي احنا خايفين منه خرج ان شاء الله الديار هذا سليمه كلها الحمد لله الديار سليمه كلها الديار سليمه ان شاء الله خلاص هذا هو اخر حاجه اللي خايفين شو عاد صدع تم معلق فوق وحول الله لكن الحمد لله ان شاء الله انه معاش بعد هذا دار مزعاقي سليمه كل الجور ذاك سليم خلاص هذا الحصار الكبير اللي الدخن اللي احنا خايفين منه خرجت وبقي عاد نص فوق هنا بقي نص يا لطيف.
According to local reports, nobody was injured during the rock slide and most of the damage was limited to trees and local farms. Still, the citizens demanded to know why it happened and what the government could do to prevent other close calls in the future. One local scientist said the rock slide was caused by a recent rainstorm that oversaturated the soil on the mountain. He warned that cracks in the area could lead to more landslides and earthquakes and suggested that those in danger should stay away from their homes. In early September of 2024, Vietnam experienced its worst super typhoon in history. Yagi, a Category 5 equivalent storm, slammed into the northern shores of Vietnam, bringing powerful winds and relentless rain to many coastal cities. The effects were felt as far inland asIen Bai province, where this catastrophic landslide threatened this cameraman's small village. Our cameraman spun on a dime and ran for his life as the landslide destroyed the home behind him. Then he stopped briefly to check over his shoulder and see if it was still coming. Typhoon Yagi caused over $3 billion worth of damage in Vietnam, making it the costliest storm on record. It claimed hundreds of lives, destroyed thousands of homes, and cut power for millions of people nationwide. Elsewhere inIen Bai, catastrophic flooding left 18,000 homes underwater and displaced nearly 60,000 people. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more just like it, be sure to click the link on screen now. With that, thank you all for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.